chapter 42 with his time in Rio. I was eating at the sit-down food stand when I met two women, both about 20. They let me know that they were available for $50 each for all night. I didn't hesitate. We went up to my room and got naked. This was the first time in my life I had sex for money. I was 44. I presumed the prostitution was legal in Rio. Actually, I wasn't too concerned with legality since I was an American and treated with respect. I had a lot of fun with both all night long. One was relatively pretty, and the other was relatively plain. The next day, a hustler befriended me at the food stand. I did not recognize him as a pimp, but that is what he was. We took a taxi to a bar maybe 5 miles away. At the bar, he told me to take my pick of any of the 40 or so women sitting in the bar. I picked 3, and he said 2 would be enough. The 2 rode back in the cab. I was excited, both were attractive. When we got to my hotel room, he told me that the girls wanted cocaine. I thought that that was a good idea, but the cost was $100. Didn't faze me since I was manic and spending whatever it cost. I put $100 on my American Express. We took off our clothes and had sex with both. Eventually there was someone at the door. It was the pimp and 2 supposed plainclothes cops. They told me that the intended cocaine buy was illegal. So the pimp who set the thing up was actually crying outside the door. This was all acting. This was a scam and the $100 disappeared. Who cared? There was a lot of commotion and the women said they had to go. One of the girls put the money in a plastic bag and then put it in her crevice, obviously to hide it from her master. The next day I had a full-figured woman. This one had pulled her skirt up to show her floral panties when I was sitting at the food stand the day before. We got it on in my room, but halfway through, she pulled away and said something to the effect that I didn't like her. I thought she was fine, but she had emotional problems that I didn't recognize when I was okay at her food stand. She started beating on me because I didn't pay her. I didn't defend myself because her beating didn't scare me or hurt me. I then lowered my pants and she sucked my penis. Later, her pimp wanted to know what happened because she didn't have the money. I told him that she accepted. So the last little whore I became involved with was Alicia Martinez. She stood about 5 foot tall and was very black. She had D-sized bosoms and was 21 years old. She had a child. I don't know how she took care of this child. I guess she did it by whoring. Later I saw her child in her mother's house because I was manic and basically out of my mind. I believed that Alicia was the one chosen to be my wife. You know by now that I was psychotic, which means I had minimal reasoning ability. This should not have happened to me to a Christian brother's genius. We had fun the first night with sex. I let the video camera run while we were playing around. We both became movie stars. I proposed marriage to her the first night, and her only claim to fame was that she was a little sad whore. My mind was obviously out of kilter. And that is the end, guys.